What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I'm back with a mini episode of Under the Radar for you guys, and I say it's a mini episode, and that's because, well, this past weekend there was only a few albums that caught my eye that I wanted to talk about. Of course, I just did the big one yesterday, and that was for the new Creator album. But there was only two other albums that came out during the weekend that I had any interest in checking out, and I didn't want to leave both of those albums hanging in the dust, so I decided, you know what? Why don't I talk about them both in a short episode of Under the Radar? So, the one thing that's in common with both of these albums I'm going to talk about, they're both tech death albums, but on two opposite sides of the tech death spectrum. And we're going to get to the reasons why right now as we kickstart this review with the first of the two, and that's Soreption with Jord or Jord. Since they're a Swedish band, I assume it's Jord. They use the Swedish J, but correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, so yeah, this is my first time checking out this band, Soreption. I've heard the name several times over the Metal Underground, most notably whenever I watched Digital Tour Bus's video of Cryptopsy, Disgorge, and Soreption, their tour bus. That was where I first learned about the name Soreption, but I never listened to anything that they did until now with this new album. And of course I saw they were described as technical death metal, and I'm thinking to myself, well, we'll see how it goes, because I'm very picky about the kind of tech death that I like, where to me, if tech death gets a little, I'm just going to come out and say it. If there's too much fretboard gymnastics going on in the music, then I kind of get a little bit tired. And I think that's kind of a big criticism I have with a lot of technical death metal, is that they mostly focus on the wankery rather than songwriting. There are a lot of exceptions, though, and I will go out on a limb and say that Surreption is one of those exceptions, because, yeah, you get a lot of crazy, crazy noodling stuff on the guitars, but they're able to balance it out very well with some nice hooks and groove, and a fair amount of brutality. Like, this is more on the brutal side of tech death, kind of in that vein of like early Decapitated, Suffocation, Cryptopsy, basically like the brutal tech death bands. This kind of fits more directly in line with that, but it's got some really cool like hardcore grooves going on that kind of harkens back to, of course, Cryptopsy and Suffocation, the originators, you can say, of brutal tech death. So it's almost like this band's trying to do, kind of paying homage to their influences, but creating their own unique sound. And I really, really enjoyed this album for the most part, because, like I said, it's not always about the wankery with this one. It's also about creating some catchy moments. And there were some catchy riffs on here, killer breakdowns, low guttural vocals, but some really disgusting high shrills. So yeah, this band definitely knows how to do tech death very well, and do it right, at least in the more brutal side of tech death. And for those reasons, I give this album an 8.5 out of 10. It's really good. I definitely think there could have been more, and also it was only like 30 minutes and some change. I feel like if they could have expanded a little bit on what they were doing on a lot of these songs, I think this album would have gone higher in score. But for 30 minutes and some change, these guys were able to write something that's short, sweet, and to the point, and memorable for the most part. Like some catchy riffs, catchy grooves, with that wankery in there. So they were able to balance everything out pretty damn well. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. And now we get to the final album of the week, and that is Innate Existence with the Masquerade. Now, this band, I believe I did a review for their previous album in 2019, and that was some really good stuff right there. Now, as far as what side of the spectrum of tech death does this album lie in, it lies in that more melodic, progressive, technical death metal side, kind of in the vein of bands like Obscura and even some latter-era Death. Drawing a blank on it, but there's a couple others, but there are little hints of brutality in here. After all, I saw this band kind of get compared to like Deeds of Flesh in terms of the more brutal parts that Inanimate Existence are able to showcase. But for the most part, this is more melodic, more proggy with their tech dev. Definitely more akin to latter era Death and Obscura. And there are even moments on here that kind of harken back to Focus era Cynic with the more softer, almost jazzy transitions. And the vocals really kind of go all over the map once again. Like, you get some low gutturals, some more mid-ranged growls. But the thing that I really liked the thing I really liked about this more than the Surreption album is that more attention to melody and songwriting chops. Like, there's not nearly as much of the fretboard gymnastics wankery going on here. It's definitely more akin to being like, okay, we have a style, we have a sound, let's just write some good, well-written, thoughtful music. And this band with Inanimate Existence definitely keeps showing that they are definitely a force to be reckoned with in the underground tech death scene, at least on the more melodic, progressive side of the genre. Overall, I really liked this album quite a bit. I don't know if I liked it as much as the last one, but still a great album, 9 out of 10. I think Inanimate Existence, if they just continue their consistent momentum, we could perhaps see for like tours, they could eventually get to like headline status. I definitely could see this band really getting to that point. And bright future ahead for these guys, and I look forward to hearing what they've got next. So 9 out of 10 for the Masquerade by Inanimate Existence. But for those of you guys watching this episode, what did you guys think of both of these albums? Let me know in the comments section below. And until next time, horns high. See you guys soon.
I'm very mad right now. You're kidding me. You are kidding me.
Nah.
He was kidding me, bruh.
No, I'm not.
No.
I win.
Are you kidding me? No.
I had 4.
I was 1 card away.
That
One
was
card.
clutch.
No, dude. Unbelievable. I had 3 7s and a wild card, as well as 3 8s, 2 9s. I was there, dude. No.
So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, I whooped his ass.
Boo! Trash game!